True seeker. LeBron, that poor guy, another 42 code on him. LeBron says on the 181st day of the year, the 42nd prime number, he won't be returning to the Lakers. And keep in mind, he will turn 42 next year, which is the age that represents the jersey number that his father wore for his whole career. And don't tell me that his father's anyone other than Nate Thurmond, because it's obvious dad was Nate Thurmond, who played for the Warriors and the Cavs and the Bulls and wore 42 for all of them. His dad, Nate Thurmond, was drafted by the Warriors, just like Kobe's dad was drafted by the Warriors. Remember, Nate Thurmond and Kobe Bryant's father, Joe Jellybean Bryant, almost died on the same day. One died on July 16th. That was Thurmond. Joe Jellybean died on July 15th. But yeah, and don't forget, I mean, when Nate Thurmond dropped dead, it was 27 days after LeBron dropped 27 on the real King James's birthday, and told you for certain all year LeBron was going to win that finals on the real King James's birthday. I had to avenge my 2015 almost. If you weren't following me in 2015, February 26th, Cavs and Warriors played. LeBron had his season high of 42, 98 days before the start of the finals. Go back and look at game one of that finals between the Warriors and the Cavs in 2015. It went to overtime, 98-98. LeBron has chosen one on his back, which in gematria equals 98, like National Basketball Association. But yeah, he dropped 42 his season high. And I said, come on, man, that's a major tribute to Pops right there. Nate Thurmond, who wore 42 for the Warriors and Cavs. And anyway, you know, LeBron, he hasn't played for the Warriors yet, and he hasn't played for the Bulls. So tomorrow, if he announces that he's going to the Warriors, we'll talk about why that's so interesting. You know, today is 108 days after Steph Curry's birthday, too. Big geometry number. LeBron born on Pi Day, when LeBron lost that game one of the 2015 finals and went to overtime 98-all. LeBron only scored 2 points in overtime. His team didn't score nothing else. They ended up losing 100 to 108. So I find it interesting that it's 108 days after Curry's birthday. But yeah, this is the same stuff we've been talking about for 11 years. Here's a post from 11 years ago. My channel hadn't even taken off in 2015, and I got better views back then than I do now. That's how hard YouTube is hitting. This is before the channel took off, because in 2016, we nailed every single sports future. This year, I was a hair off, because when I put out the pick for Cavs Warriors, I thought Cavs were going to win it in 2015. I did change it after game one, or maybe it was after game two, I forget. But I said, oh, wait, hold on. Maybe I see why it needs to be next year. And then that's why I said it's going to be Cavs Warriors again next year. And LeBron's going to win it on King James's birthday. And that's exactly what he did. By the way, before we get into this, WNBA, do you guys catch the script here tonight? Do you catch the script? Did the Aces used to be in San Antonio? Did they used to be in San Antonio, the Aces? They sure did. So we get New York, San Antonio for the WNBA Cup. Remember, the NBA Cup was New York, San Antonio. Then the finals was New York, San Antonio. Brunson in his 80th, or in the NBA's 80th season, wins the finals in San Antonio. Like when he played at Villanova, he won the 80th March Madness in San Antonio. All scripted together. You got to love the 17-second story. It's 17 days after the Knicks beat the Aces. Congrats to the winners. We had a conservative play here. We thought the Liberty would likely win. I said take the Aces at plus 10.5 or plus 11.5. New York's the 11th state. Aces equals 10. Went with the date numerology, the 10. They lose by 8. It's a winner. We're having another great day in the World Cup before we get into the LeBron thing. Like Norway to get it done today. Like France in a big way. And Mexico, I don't want to jinx it, but Mexico looking good so far. Mexico, you guys, trying to win for the first time in the knockout round in 40 years and become 4-0. Remember, World Cup 40. Been a lot of World Cup 40 rituals. World Cup 40, United States 40, US 40, USA 40. You know what I'm saying? So, game's not over. I don't want to jinx it, but off to a good start there. We've been killing the World Cup. Killing it. And by the way, man, you follow the Chicago baseball teams. They are so synced with the Pope. We're just loving Chicago this year with that Chicago Pope. Anyway, let's get into it. Of course, LeBron went to a Catholic high school like almost everybody in the league. It's the news on June 30th. 6'3". That 6'3" matters, man, because Daddy got drafted in the NBA in 63. You know who Daddy is. Again, he died 27 days after LeBron dropped 27. Nate Thurmond, he's got that 63 in his name. Okay, so you know what else is wild, you guys? From today, from Nate Thurmond's death to today is 3,636 days. 3636. Cavaliers 3663. You see how Cavaliers is 63 and 153 like Nate Thurmond? I mean, you start running through the leagues, you'll start to see all this stuff like this. LeBron James, 42. Lakers, 42. The news on the 181st day of the year, the 42nd prime. LeBron says, I'm out of here. LeBron just reading from the script. If you're new here, these are the 4 base ciphers of the English language, right? If you're new here, alphabetic order. Well, look at this old video right here. I was pointing out in this video, and let me just scroll ahead a little bit. I was pointing out in this video how LeBron, it might be a little small, but how LeBron James equals 114 and 42. And when he dropped that 42 versus the Warriors, it was 114 days after his season worst scoring on November 4th. On 114, 114 days later, he drops 42. From season worst to season high. Script. But these are the 4 base ciphers. Alphabetic order with numerology, reverse alphabetic order with numerology. You see? See how they do that? Lakers got the 42-66 like LeBron James. And don't forget, tomorrow is going to be the 8th anniversary of him going to the Lakers. And I told you guys that day, put it out for free. I didn't even have a Patreon yet. I said LeBron will win the Lakers their 17th championship in his 17th season in the 17 league. And sure enough, exactly what he did. Kobe supposedly died that year. But yeah, you see how LeBron James also equals 183 in this base cipher system? Again, the 4 base ciphers. Alphabetic order with numerology, reverse alphabetic order with numerology. The 183 from LeBron's December 30th birthday, the only day and month of the year that you can add together that equals 42. 12 plus 30, 42. Tiger Woods is born on that day. Tyrese, the model, is born on that day, who sings Sweet Lady. December 30th to June 30th, today, 183rd day of LeBron's age. Tomorrow will be 183 days after his birthday. Today, to his upcoming birthday, is 183 days later. So what a day for big news for LeBron. Tomorrow will be a good one, too. Tomorrow, it'll be, again, 183 days after his birthday, rather than today's the 183rd day of his age. And tomorrow will be a span of 183 days to his upcoming birthday. This 183 number is big. It's big with the leader of the Jesuits. It's big with Order Out of Chaos. And again, big news, big sports rituals, they go hand in hand. And I was thinking about LeBron, if he does go to the Warriors at 42, man, I've been telling you, they've been doing everything 42 with this war. They just raised the draft age to 42 on Small Mustache Man's birthday. Again, we deployed troops to World War II for the first time at the start of 42. Later this year, December 18th, selective service will begin automatically enrolling everyone over 18 in the draft lottery, essentially, in the selective service. That'll be exactly 42 weeks after the war with Iran began. But yeah, no, it's war, World War, Iran, 42. There's been so many 42 rituals with the war. Again, you guys, sports and news. I mean, if you haven't caught on, remember what they did with the 102nd NFL season. Art of War equals 102, the Jesuit text. World War 102. Remember how the 102nd NFL season ended? It ended with Sean McVay bringing out his Ukrainian fiance with those Rams colors that look just like Ukraine, and then days later, the war started in Ukraine, okay? That was LA too, wasn't it? So LeBron going to turn 42. He's 41 right now. He's technically in his 42nd year of life, but he will turn 42 December 30th, 2026. And, when you spell out World War III, it's also 181. So watch out if LeBron goes to the Warriors. I think in terms of, what's coming in the world, I think that would be a sign. LeBron is a major chess piece on the world stage. And don't forget how coordinated LeBron was with Trump's rigged selection in 2016. Remember, LeBron wins the finals on the real King James's birthday, June 19th. LeBron then comes out with the show The Wall while Trump runs on building a wall. And then Trump has his convention in LeBron Stadium. That was for the 58th U.S. presidential election. Trump announced from the 58-story Trump Tower. The real King James, again, he died at age 58, the one that has the Bible named after him. His son was King Charles. Those who fought for King Charles in the English Civil War were called Cavaliers. Keep in mind, King James was part of the 30 Years' War. For most of LeBron's career, we've been at war, right? I mean, came in the league shortly after the whole 9/11 lie. But yeah, could he end up on the Wars? And don't forget that when he beat the Warriors, he got off the plane in the Ultimate Warrior t-shirts, literally synced with the death of the Ultimate Warrior. We covered that at the time. R.I.P. Ultimate Warrior from the WWE. But yeah, for more familiar patterns, today is exactly 33 weeks into the Superior General's age. Again, Superior General equals 183 as well, just like LeBron James. And 33 is a big number with LeBron. LeBron 33, James 33, one of those magic numbers. Tomorrow will be exactly 33 weeks after his last birthday. His last birthday fell on a Wednesday. So the difference is span of days or days after. And again, LeBron's 41 right now. And don't forget all the 41-23 stuff they did with LeBron this year. I mean, we covered this 1,000 times. King equals 41 and 23. Don't forget with Trump. You know, Trump, they had the No Kings protest on his birthday. Then they had the second No Kings protest 23 weeks after his birthday. Then they had the third No Kings protest 41 weeks after his birthday. I mean, what a joke. And don't forget what they just did to Mr. King, who played for the Bulls, who just dropped dead on 6/7. 6/7. Since way before 6/7 was a meme, we were showing you what 6/7 really meant. Don't forget when LeBron signed with the Lakers back in 2018, 2 UCLA basketball players dropped dead in 6/7 rituals, way before kids were saying 6/7. Blood sacrifice 67, human sacrifice 67. LeBron told JJ Redick before he was the coach of the Lakers on his podcast, if you want to have a long career, you got to sacrifice your loved ones, and maybe a few UCLA Bruins and some other people you don't know that well, and a kid that just signed up for your private school and everything else we've documented over the years. But yeah, Kobe. I'm still not convinced Kobe's dead. I mean, they gave away the toy helicopters last game, the Comedy Central episode where he dies in a helicopter, the Black Mamba Nike ad where it ends with an exploding helicopter. I mean, come on, man. But if he is dead, you know who did it. He was traveling from Catholic Mass, died on the 41st day of the Pope's age. My 2016 book defined Kobe's career by the number 41 way before he died at 41. Pulled him off the court with 4.1 seconds. LeBron wins the finals after Kobe dies on Father-Daughter Day. Exactly 41 weeks after LeBron's birthday, and they were only playing at that time because of the fake pandemic. And where'd they bury Kobe? Corona Del Mar. News and sports. That's what I'm saying about LeBron being 42 if they put him on the Warriors. And don't forget, they started in Philadelphia where Netanyahu went to high school. And speaking of 6'7", Netanyahu graduated from high school in Philadelphia in 67. And wasn't the 67 finals, wasn't that Warriors and 76ers? Yeah, 1967 was the Warriors and the 76ers. Yeah, that's the year Netanyahu graduated from high school in Philadelphia. Here. Did Bibi Netanyahu graduate from high school in Philadelphia in 1967? Yes, Benjamin Netanyahu graduated from Cheltenham High School in suburban Philadelphia in 67. Okay. 8-24, right? LeBron played 8 seasons for the Lakers. He's leaving for another team in his 24th season. And remember, Kobe's from Philly. Don't forget when you guys should go back and watch my video from before that Kobe's announced dead. I talked about why LeBron was going to pass Kobe on January 25th in his hometown in Philly and why the ritual was so important with 54. LeBron literally passes Kobe with his 54th points. I talked about this before the game was played. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 54. Jesuit Order 54, who runs the show. But again, if LeBron ends up on a team connected to Philly, the Warriors are originally from Philly, and there is the 76ers who did run a billboard for him years ago because they wanted to bring him to Philly. What's funny about that is the current Pope, he was born in Chicago, where Nate Thurmond also played, and went to college at Villanova outside of Philly, just like how the Nova Knicks finals was all synced with the Pope. Today is 76 days before the Pope's birthday, right? Today is. If he announces tomorrow, it'll be 75 days, and we'll get to why that matters. But just remember, Pope Leo is also 24. LeBron went to a Catholic high school, like, again, almost everybody in the league. So, I mean, the Kobe tribute's so obvious again here with LeBron. He's leaving after 8, saying goodbye to LA for his 24th. And again, today's 76 days before the Pope's birthday. If he goes to Warriors, okay, the Philly tribute's there. They started as the Philadelphia Warriors. 76ers would be an outside narrative. By the way, today's also 289 days after the Pope's birthday, which has a square root of 17. Again, the NBA is the 17 league. LeBron won the Lakers their 17th chip in his 17th season. Then don't forget how they killed Jerry West right before the Celtics won their 18th championship. Jerry West didn't get to live to see it. Celtics on top again. But okay, if LeBron makes his announcement tomorrow, July 1st, in the 17 league on the 8th anniversary of joining the Lakers, tomorrow will be 75 days before the Pope's birthday. And Joe Bryant, Kobe's dad, he came into the league in 75, drafted by the Warriors. You might recall Kobe's last game, 2016, ESPN 1 had that game on. ESPN 2 had the Warriors game on as they beat Michael Jordan's win record. Steph Curry, born on the 73rd day of the year. Him and Klay Thompson, both sons of former players, Michael Thompson, Del Curry, they passed Jordan's win record, winning 73 games. Jordan had set the mark at 72. Jordan and the Bulls. Curry, born on the 73rd day, beats it. And if you miss, here, let me see if I can pull this up real quick, in case you guys forgot this stuff, or you weren't here so you don't know. Kobe, Jordan, Curry, Thompson. This should pull it up. Wait, I don't think this is the same one right here, but this will be another good one. Oh, yeah, Golden State does equal 41, too. Let's not forget it, because Kobe did retire 41 years after his dad was drafted. But, oh, yeah. Klay hit 14 threes versus the Bulls. 52 points from behind the arc. Klay Thompson, 52. His dad's full name, 239, the 52nd prime. You know, Bryant equals 82 like pro basketball. When Kobe died, it was exactly 82 weeks after LeBron signed with the Lakers. Klay Thompson's full name's 314. Curry's born on 314. Again, that's Pi Day. Geometry. Geometry's 108. Today's 108 days after Curry's birthday that LeBron makes the announcement. Klay hit that record 263 days after his birthday. 56 prime, also matching his name. Warriors dropped 273 points in that game. 273 days after Dad's birthday. Just so many angles to it. Klay Thompson's dad, the alien man up there with David Silver. Don't forget how David Silver died right before Kobe died. But hold up now. Where's the post I want? Hold on. Here, this is what I want right here. Boom. Look at this. So the day that Kobe retired is the day that Curry and Thompson set the NBA record for most three-pointers by two guys on a team. And they had 678 combined threes, right? And you see how Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Utah Jazz, Kobe's retirement poem, Dear Basketball, they all equal 113 with the most simple cipher. There's something called Sumerian gematria, or what it's called up here is English gematria. It's just multiplying the alphabetic order times 6. So anything that's 113 is going to equal 678 in that cipher, because 113 times 6 is 678. So notice on the day that Kobe plays his last game, again, that's the game on ESPN 1. On ESPN 2, it's Curry and Thompson setting records. 678. But then here's the clincher. From the day that Jordan played his last game, April 16th, 2003, to the day Kobe played his last game, April 13th, 2016, exactly 678 weeks. You know, these are old posts. These are things that we've just been documenting day after day. And granted, I don't have as much time as I used to because I got the little one. But, I mean, that's why when people doubt what we're documenting over here, they're just dumb people, you guys. If you're someone doubting, you're just a dumb person. I'm just sorry. I'm just being honest with you because it's not cool to be dumb. You don't want to be dumb. I mean, who wants to be dumb? Stop being dumb is what I'm saying. Instead of getting all offended like a little pussy. Go, man, am I dumb? Man, maybe I better fix that. Maybe I need to eat better and get more sleep and do something better with myself, you know? Anyway, all these perfect rituals. All these perfect rituals. So, anyway, isn't it interesting how there was a Chicago and Golden State piece there, too? Because, again, Nate Thurmond, drafted by the Warriors, played for the Bulls and the Cavs. Some kind of triangular relationship here. So, anyway, coming back to the Pope, because all roads lead to Rome. All these leagues are scripted around the Pope year after year. Tomorrow's going to be 75 days before the Pope's birthday. And Joe Jellybean Bryant was drafted in the NBA by the Warriors in 75. 75. Again, daddy, LeBron's daddy, Nate Thurmond, 42 his whole career. So you got to think the tribute here is going to be to Nate the Great. And funny how they had him play 14 years. That seems biblical, right? Because the New Testament begins with the 42 generations of Jesus, and they're divided into 3 sections of 14. 14. Joe Bryant played 8 years, like his son would eventually wear 8. Tomorrow will be 24 days before Daddy's birthday anniversary. Born on July 25th. For his 24th season. And if you guys don't know, in the same hospital, Nate Thurmond was born, LeBron was born, Steph Curry was born. That's what I was talking about 11 years ago when LeBron dropped 42 versus the Warriors. And you know what's funny? Back then I knew it happened on the 57th day of the year, and I'd already figured out that 57 had to do with championships, but I wasn't doing reverse gematria yet, so I didn't know that NBA Finals was 57 in reverse at that time. That would have really, really made me super confident. That would have made me so confident. But again, I knew things like World Series are 57, and I knew if you spelled out 57 as a word, it equaled 131, like championship. And again, these numbers come up with, hold on, I spelled it wrong. These words come up with championships all the time, you know. Super Bowl's got that 131, and et cetera, et cetera. Okay, let's see. Yeah, here's the box score from February 26th, 2015, the game that put our future on the map. Warriors, Cavs. I remember everyone was like, nah, it's going to be the Bulls this year. It's going to be the Bulls. Nope. Everyone thought it was Derrick Rose that year that were NBA fanboys. I said, nah, got to learn your numbers. This 42 tells you what's happening. LeBron, 36 minutes. 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, a block, 6 turnovers, though. Good God, handled the ball. 42 points. Yeah, and again, that game 1 of that finals, Warriors beat LeBron with 108. I do find it funny. It's 108 days after Curry's birthday, and like I said, he's born on Pi Day, which is about geometry. Geometry, 108, forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Curry's born March 14th. You could also say it's a span of 109 days. Los Angeles is 109, right? You guys know that one, right? Like every time a president's shot, these fake stories, every time that happens, the World Series is Dodgers beating the Yankees every single time. This last time the Dodgers won the World Series with their 109th win. Los Angeles 109, Yankees 109, shooting 109. When the Dodgers just beat the Yankees the other year after the Trump hoax shooting, it was 109 days after the Trump hoax shooting. So I'm talking about news and sports. News and sports. Everybody's sitting around the water cooler talking about the bullshit like they're smart. They're not. Just a bunch of dumb herd animals straight out of George Orwell's Animal Farm that aren't that smart talking about bullshit. It's going on every day in this world. And they're sleeping on stuff like this because they're dumb. That's why it's not cool to be dumb. That's why people sell out too. Smarter people sell out. You know? Like, man, I got to make some money. I got to feed these retards. All they want to eat is shit. So I better start pushing some shit too. What would you guys do if I just started a new channel and I just came on here like some fanboy, acting like I never heard of Gematria? You guys know how much better my views would be? Stop pedaling my bicycle so people can stop making up rumors that I got Parkinson's. I don't have Parkinson's. I'm just pedaling the bicycle. Got to burn 2,000 calories a day. That's the new rule around here. We're burning 2,000 every day. Well, until I wither away, then I'll stop. But, yeah, the older you get, the harder you got to work to stay in shape. And, yeah, just a reminder, from the day that LeBron signed with the Lakers until the day Kobe supposedly died, exactly 82 weeks. You know, NBA's got the 82-game schedule. The word game equals 82 as well when you run the alphabetic order in reverse. But so is Bryant, so is pro basketball. And keep that in mind because I've always said that LeBron would play till at least 42, but he could play longer. You know, he could play longer. I mean, the guy's in great shape. So they had Brady play forever. We understand why. Again, we told you guys Brady was going down to Florida, 43, football 43, and going to win himself a Super Bowl over the Chiefs at 43. I gave that one out for free too. In the offseason, one man used that work to change his whole life position around. Remember, Brady goes down to Tampa, and Tampa goes to 3 sports championships in 1 year, and all the dummies think that that's not rigged. That's because they're dummies, and it is not cool to be dumb. So, yeah, you know, I didn't think about this beyond that, but then again, that's probably more than anybody thought about it. Let me drop the link to see if anyone has anything to add to this. There's probably something about Serena going down today, too. Serena equals 26. She tried to make a comeback in 2026. Bryant, 26. Let me check one other thing, too, in light of what I was saying about the war. The war began on February 28th. It's 100. Wow. Man. If he does go to the Warriors tomorrow, it's 122 days after the war began. I mean, we've talked about this number a gazillion times with Golden State. And there'd probably be something about that happening during the year of the 122nd World Series, too. Because remember, LeBron became a part owner of the Boston Red Sox in his 18th season in the NBA, a big baseball number. So LeBron is connected to... And don't forget this, in his 18th season, the Celtics eventually passed the Lakers with their 18th championship. But, today's 122 days after the season began. You remember the other year when the finals was Boston and Warriors, and the Warriors beat them, and Boston fell to 17-5 in finals. And that whole season was foretold on the Pope's birthday. Pope Francis was still kicking. Go back and look at the box score from December 17th that season on the Pope's birthday. Look at the Warriors score. Look at their record, and then compare to what happened in the finals. You'll see it. It's all one big script. Got to follow the Pope. All roads lead to Rome. All right, we got Trav in here. Then we got Julius, and we'll see if anybody else wants to step up to the mic. What's up, Trav?
What's up, Zach? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. What's up?
Good, man. Sorry I disconnected the other night. My phone literally died. Do you remember it?
Okay. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, the other night I was like, no. I was like, dang it, my freaking phone died, but it's all good. But basically, yeah, I just wanted to stem off of kind of just what I was talking about the other night. I've talked to you multiple times. I've come in as Trav Ain't Sleep. That's my other account. But basically, what I was gonna say is that your work, your knowledge over time has just, from the day that I found it, has helped me see through everything. So whether you want to deny it or not, and whether you want to say, oh, how does Gematria help you in everyday life? I'll tell you how Gematria helps me in everyday life. It helps me not get invested into sports games anymore, involve my emotions.
It helps you not get manipulated by all these things meant to manipulate you. All these people out there that can't see it are just dumb people. That's what I mean. It's not cool to be dumb. This knowledge helps you on all kinds of levels. Hey, listen to
Exactly.
today's Patreon live stream. Jorge just joined the community. He said, man, thank you. I just got here. I just turned $200 into $3,000. Thank you so much. And all these haters that sit on the sidelines for all these years. Again, it's not cool to be a hater. It's not cool to be dumb. It's just, there's no excuse for any of my critics. You guys are all, it's just like that Topsy guy. All he can do is lie and make up stuff. Everything he says is a lie. It's not true. The reality is everything I've taught you guys about every single day just comes more true by the day. That's the only real truth. The knowledge just becomes more true every single day. Every single day. All right,
exactly. And no, I was just sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you in any way, but I was gonna say, yeah, Topsy. The only reason he was salty is because he sounded like a fucking idiot. And the Kevin Durant thing, I heard that
he was always a troll. He was always a troll. He tried to act cool with the community for a few months, but other than that, he was always a troll.
Yeah, but
as a troll, always been a troll.
It just regardless of the point. I mean, it's just like if you can't just sit there for a second and realize, like, for example, I mean, obviously we've talked about the Carmelo Anthony thing, but I mean, come on, if that is something that doesn't resonate with you, I have all hope given up for anybody who, if you can sit back and say Gematria is not something that you should look into, and you're sitting there looking at that and you're just dismissing it. I'm sorry, man. You just have some very, very intellectual problems, big intellectual problems.
And let's be real. The majority of the people in this country have room temperature IQs. And that's due to everything they've done to you. The indoctrination system, the shit food, whatever's in the water.
Cheetos.
Whatever's raining down from the sky. They've made a society of literal retards.
Yeah. And that's why I just can't stand, because, I mean, like, you get on there and you'll talk to some of these, Andrew Wilsons and these people, and they just like do all they can to make sure, how does Gematria help you in your daily life? It's not about just necessarily about betting. It's not all about betting. It's about the fact that Gematria and your channel has helped me see through the bullshit. I no longer get invested. I'm a Chiefs fan. From day one, I'm a Chiefs fan. Like, I'll always be a Chiefs fan. I don't get invested into the games as much. I've been a Chiefs fan since I was like 8 years old. Like, I'm not even kidding you. So I don't get involved in the stuff anymore. I don't get invested in the games. I watch them. I mean, but I don't get sad or mad when they lose. It is what it is. It's just, I know it's all rigged and scripted, and these people, they want to sit here and dismiss the numbers and this and that. And I'm just like, I just get so annoyed, because I'm like, you guys, this is literally the proof in the pudding is right in front of your face. And these numbers are undeniable, the odds and the specifications and the way that they throw it in your face. And
I mean, look at what they're doing with the WNBA. I mean, seriously, it's the same thing as the NBA Finals. The Aces came from San Antonio. It's just straight up mockery.
Yeah. I mean, like, what are the odds that we get San Antonio and the New York Knicks in the finals when we had Carmelo
and they do an exact reversal of the 99 finals, which was the 53rd season, and then the Knicks win their first championship in 53 years, winning 53 in the regular season, and their 53rd finals game on the last day of Jalen Brunson's dad being 53, not to mention Willis Reed equals 53, who died at 80 on the 80th day of the year, going with the 80th season, plus everything else. I mean, please.
And then the other dude who died, who was wearing the Willis Reed jersey, what was the player who died?
Oh, you're talking about Aldon Smith in the Willis Reed jersey, number 99 in the NFL, like it was a repeat of the 99 finals. And that's the thing, too. Before they even gave us the Willis Reed thing, I come out and say, this is obviously about a repeat of the 99 finals and all the numbers. And then the next day, they got to tell you that he was in a Willis Reed jersey.
Yeah.
Nobody in our lifetime, anywhere near our age group, has seen anybody wear a Willis Reed jersey, period.
I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't even know who Willis Reed was. Because he's
way before our time. We didn't even wear jerseys in that era. Nobody was wearing jerseys. Willis Reed isn't somebody whose jersey that's still being worn.
Yeah, exactly. I was born in 2002. So, I mean, I'm 23 years old. So, I mean, I was born in September. But, I mean, I don't really know about, anything. I don't really know about Willis Reed. My era is LeBron and, obviously Kobe. And obviously Kobe was my GOAT growing up, when I was a kid. But yeah, obviously, you don't hear about players like that. That's a role player. That's a role player on a team with Ewing and all those guys. That's not someone who is someone you're like, oh yeah, that's dad talks about Willis Reed all the time. No one talks about.
Willis Reed was a great player. Willis Reed's before Ewing. Willis Reed's just the last time the Knicks won the finals.
Okay.
Don't forget the day Willis Reed died at age 80 on the 80th day of the year. The Spurs did fall to 19-53 that day, and Willis Reed wore number 19. I mean, just amazing trip. No, Willis Reed was a great player. It's just he played in an era where men didn't wear basketball player jerseys. And again,
True.
You know, people start wearing jerseys in the last few decades. And, of course, everybody wears the major names from recent years. So.
Yeah, like I mean, and I myself collect jerseys, but I go buy them off of the Chinese websites because I don't want to pay $150 for a jersey. I'll pay $25 all day and it looks the exact same as a $150 jersey that you buy off Fanatics and all these other terrible websites. So I mean, I like, I've always had a love for sports because I played them growing up and stuff. I'm never not going to love sports, but I will always know that it's rigged, scripted, never going to be invested. And that's why I get so frustrated listening to people gang up on you in these streams. I'm like, bro, you guys are literally retarded. Like, you guys
anyway,
are
trying to gang up. I mean, you're talking about that stupid stream the other night. That's because those guys are all agents. I mean, that's what you have to do. That's how sports would be. If the GOAT's on the field and sports are real, you just got to have everybody triple team him so he can't even get the ball. I mean, that's what happens whenever I'm on with a bunch of clowns. They can't let me talk.
Exactly, man. Yeah, it's just a nightmare. And I mean, you're honestly, I mean, and I know honestly because you're just schooling these clowns every time you get on there, but it's just like it's almost painful to even listen to these people talk because they think that they're so smart, and then it's just like you're just sitting there like telling them, okay, well, here, how about this? And you tell them a gematria ritual, numbers, and they're just sitting there like, oh, well, how does that apply to my life? And I'm just like, what? Like, okay, like just that just goes to show you how retarded they are. They can't even process the in the moment what you're telling them. They're just so focused, and obviously, like you said, they're agents. They have a fucking narrative that they want to push, and they have all this stuff. And so yeah, and then he's like, oh, stop cussing, and then he gets all mad and he starts cussing. It's just like, what are you even talking about?
Indeed. We don't need to talk about them anymore. Let me get a few more people in here, but hey,
Trevor, my apologies.
Man. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, I'll get out of here, man. Have a good night, brother.
Yeah, take care.
All right, bye.
All right, we got Julius up next, then Colin. What's up, Julius?
What's going on, Zach? Hey, I didn't catch all of it, but did you mention that Nate Thurmond was born in 41?
I overlooked that. Good catch.
1941. And he played 114 games with the Cavaliers all time, and LeBron James equals 114, the most simple.
I wonder how many days from Pearl Harbor he was born. I'm going to have to look this up real quick. Oh, because Pearl Harbor is another 183.
Yeah.
Like order. It's actually one. God, isn't it? Damn, it's a lot like LeBron James. I never
Right.
realized that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Right, the 114 and 183. Well, Pearl
Yeah,
Harbor was
66.
December 7th.
He was born July 25th. So hold on. I got to see because you hear what I'm saying about if they send LeBron to the Warriors?
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you calculate this first. But obviously at Golden State 41, and me thinking of King James, and obviously played for the Cavaliers, who fought for King James, now going to a team with the Warriors makes sense, especially this time of war.
He was born 135 days before Pearl Harbor. That's a big Philadelphia number, as we talk about all the time, like how the Warriors came from Philly. Think more about that one.
Well, do you think there's something to LeBron being born, 23 days after the Pearl Harbor anniversary? Obviously he wore 23 most of his career.
Or a span of 24 days, too. Yeah, that's interesting.
But there's a couple more things. So there's actually 2 times. So obviously LeBron, he's about to play his 24th season at the age of 42, obviously. And there were 2 times this year, first against the Pistons and then against the Magic, where LeBron became 42 and 24 against both those teams as a starter in the regular season. And he fell to 42 and 24 against the Pistons on his birthday. Birthday 42, all the 42 shaming stuff.
Yeah.
And then what was the? Oh, and then today's 54 days before Kobe Bryant's birthday.
Kobe beat Bryant 54.
Right, and Nate Thurmond 54.
Kobe in a big 54 ritual.
Yeah, Nate Thurmond is 54 in the most pure.
That's right. Yeah.
And the last thing is
Curry has that big 54 connection too. Steph Curry's got the
54
backwards.
Double 54.
Back when they played at Oracle 54, they set that record 54 game home winning streak, and Oracle's also 108 going with Mr. Geometry over there. So
Yeah, and I'm wondering if we'll get because you were talking about all the 98s when he beat the Warriors, or was that 2015 or 2016? All the
that's
98
when he
stuff.
lost to the Warriors.
Oh, okay, 'cause that's
Game one
before I
went
was
to
here.
overtime, 98 all. 98 days after LeBron dropped 42.
Well, I wonder if there's going to be any news in 3 days, because 3 days from now will be 98 days after the real King James death anniversary.
March 27th. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's all I wanted to add for LeBron stuff. Appreciate it.
If they save the news for 7-3, that'd be funny because Curry's born on the 73rd day of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Okay.
would. All right, Zach, you have a good night.
All right, later, man. What's up, Colin?
Yes, you can hear me.
I hear you.
So yeah, I was just listening into your live about everything with the LeBron and the Warriors, and I was thinking, um, LeBron he's 41 right now. He's Kobe died at 41, and next season is gonna be the 81st season, I believe, right? It's gonna be the 81st season,
Correct.
and him and Curry, if they do go to the Warriors, could both get their fifth championship. Like Kobe has five
Kobe
championships.
won 5. Kobe beat Bryant 81. Dropped 81. Yeah.
Right.
And his
And
600. If you guys don't know about that, Kobe dropped 81 in his 666th game. Kobe beat Bryant 54 and 81. There's that 135 too, which is what I was talking about with the Nate Thurmond thing. But Mark of the Beast 54-81 in his 666th game. 81. Yeah, it is the 81st season next year. Yeah, good point.
yeah, and they've been talking a lot about Kawhi going back to the Raptors, and
I
I
thought they announced that is happening today.
was thinking about how the Raptors beat Golden State. It might be a replay of that next year. In case, because and Drake and LeBron have been having this little beef or whatever, and I it's kind of like they might meet up again in the finals with the Raptors. You know, Drake is from Toronto, and with LeBron going to the Warriors, because I know they like to replay certain finals just like they did this year. So I was thinking about that. I was like, the same day that they've been talking about this LeBron thing, they've also been talking about Kawhi going to the Raptors. So I was like, that might
They
be
sent
something to look.
John Morant to the Blazers, who they nicknamed the Jail Blazers, 42 days from his upcoming birthday. There's another 42 ritual in the league.
hmm So I was thinking about that. I was like, it might be a replay of that, but Warriors win this time or something like that. That might happen for since they always talk about how LeBron and Curry were born in the same hospital, and they probably end up getting their fifth championship in the Warriors, connected to the Kobe and Kobe's dad and LeBron's dad. Like everything I've been hearing you saying, I'm like, wow, that might really be what they're doing.
And like I said, man, today's 122 days from the start of the war. Golden State 122. The wars are brewing. Warriors.
So I just wanted to like add that in there. Like that might really be happening.
Yeah, it really might be. I think the tribute has to be to Nate Thurmond. So the three teams he's connected to: Warriors, Bulls, and Cavs. If you guys forgot, when the day it was right after LeBron signed with the Cavs. Go back and look. It was July 22nd, 2018. ESPN put out maybe about a 10-minute video. It's obviously not. I mean, part of it could still become correct, but it can't be all the way correct, because if you go back and watch this video that ESPN put out July 22nd, 2018, it was that LeBron would return to the Cavs in 2022. He'd end up playing with his son, and then that would break a curse in Cleveland, and the Browns would win a Super Bowl. Obviously, 2022 passed, and that didn't happen, but he did end up playing with his son in LA. There's still a chance he could end up back in Cleveland. So follow that narrative, too. That video might be worth going back and reviewing and seeing what else was in there, but that's what I remember from it. They put it out on the 22nd for what they thought was going to happen in 2022.
Okay. But yeah, I definitely think they're going to do something, LeBron with Kobe next season. Like, it's going to be very Kobe coded next season for the 81. But yeah, all right.
Yeah, no,
Thank.
you're 100% correct about that. There's no way it's not. So yeah, if LeBron does end up on the Warriors, again, we know how all these things connect already. I like what you said.
No problem.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. And, something else people keep asking me about, and I did cover it. Chris Johnson's ALS diagnosis. He's 39 years old, you guys. The news broke 39 weeks and 6 days after his birthday. Lou Gehrig made the disease famous when he announced that he had it with the Yankees in 1939. Chris Johnson played part of his career out in New York. He also played at Arizona. Remember, Arizona and New York are the only two states that equal 39. This past year, Super Bowl was on the 39th day of the year. Lou Gehrig equals 141. The news came 141 days after the Super Bowl that Chris Johnson has Lou Gehrig's disease, a.k.a. ALS. So, again, makes you wonder what's really going on. But the news was definitely released by the numbers. Can they inject Lou Gehrig's into somebody? That's what I'm wondering. They did that to that Eric Dane actor, too. That Eric Dane actor died at the start of the year from Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. And remember, he was in Grey's Anatomy. He died on the anniversary of his first episode on the day of the anniversary of that first episode he was ever in, to the day of Grey's Anatomy, which is set in Seattle. He died on February 19th, right after Seattle won the Super Bowl. Seattle's the only city in America that equals 19. They were up 19-0 in the Super Bowl. Again, they improved to 19-19 in the postseason to advance to the Super Bowl. Exactly 19 weeks after the Pope's birthday, the last 3 times we got a new Pope, the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. And that's why all the haters out there, we rode Seattle and Patriots all the way to the Super Bowl. That's who we had in the Super Bowl. Haters want to hate it because, yeah, I did think the Patriots could win. I told everybody to hedge Seattle -11.5 because I knew they'd win by at least 12 if they won for their 12th win versus the Patriots, 12 years after their only other Super Bowl win for the 12th man. Haters can have how they want. We killed the props. We killed the under. We hit the hedge. We went all through the playoffs just smoking. Haters like, oh, what happened to Patriots? Shut up, losers. What happened is if you took my advice, you won more money, morons. That's what happened. Let's go out to Randy. What's up, Randy?
Yo, what's going on, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I had a couple things in the news that I wanted to add on. Even the Chris Johnson thing with his diagnosis. If you go back and look and see the day he officially retired from the NFL, it was April 24th, 2019. That was when he signed like a 1-day contract with the Titans to officially retire on that day. And if you do it to the day he announced his sickness, which was what? It was yesterday, right? I believe.
It was, yep.
It was yesterday. So that's exactly 374 weeks later. It's the National Football League equal 374.
374. Nice catch.
Yeah, when he officially announced it. And then what's even more is creepy, but it's obvious that they planned it that way. The 3 teams he played for, Cardinals, Jets, and Titans, the Titans and Jets are opening their season together versus each other. So that might be the day he probably checks out. The doctors say he does have a few months left to live.
Yeah, that's good. That's good additional research. Okay, so 2 of his former teams. And remember, it reminds me that on June 1st, you had A.J. Brown, who started with the Titans, go from the Eagles to the Patriots. And that same day, a famous NFL player from Tennessee dropped dead. And I was saying,
Yeah,
might have to look out for Tennessee having a better year this year. This is interesting. And yeah, the Chris Johnson thing. So, okay, I hadn't looked into that. Titans and Jets open the year versus each other. Interesting.
and I believe since yesterday's date, yesterday's date can be written as 629, which is the Nashville, Tennessee area code.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was something else I saw too.
Yeah,
And
those are good. Those are good.
I don't yesterday when Brazil played who did Brazil play yesterday again?
Brazil beat Japan and became 3-1 in Houston, 31 land.
Right.
They became 3-1 in the World Cup.
I completely noticed too that when also with Paraguay beating Germany, that was yesterday was the anniversary, the 68th anniversary when Brazil won their first ever World Cup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we talked about that, and Pele died. We were talking about that yesterday on Patreon, and Pele died
Okay,
on the
okay.
68th day of his age, and Brazil 60.
Yeah. And then a Paraguay guy that was in that World Cup, he dropped dead yesterday at the age of 90.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you go to Wikipedia deaths, you should see his name is like it's like Johnny or Juan. Yeah, June he dropped dead yesterday. It's like Juan. It was say like Paraguay footballer.
Wow, a Brazilian football manager died at 93 yesterday, too.
Oh yeah, shit, I didn't even see that one.
And I forget that. So 68 years. I know that we talked about them winning the championship 68 years to the day earlier. You're saying they beat Paraguay in that championship?
No. I'm saying that this guy who dropped dead, he played for Paraguay in that World Cup. That's him right there.
I see him. Luis
Yeah,
Guinea, or however you say it.
yeah, he died at 90
Halloween
yesterday.
birthday.
Yeah, he was part of that
He died
1958.
he died 241 days after his birthday, the 53rd prime. That 53 is all over the place right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, wow, he he died on the 68th anniversary. That's crazy. Brazil 68. Didn't an NBA player out of Brazil just die at 68 recently?
Yeah. He was the one who, beside LeBron, actually, speaking of LeBron, he dropped the most points ever in basketball history.
Oscar Schmidt.
Yeah, Oscar Schmidt.
So that was shortly before the World Cup. Again, just a lot of things going on with Brazil. And something we pointed out, freebie for you guys, is we were talking yesterday why again they should improve to 3-1 in Houston, and they play their next game in the Jets Giants Stadium. Brazil does, and again, there's this long history of the Knicks going to finals and Brazil representing them in the World Cup. So now they can become 4-1. The threat would be them falling to 3-2 after that Oliver Tree died at 32, and they did score their first goal at the 32nd minute. That's a little bit of a threat, but if they can get past that tomorrow and become 4-1. Remember the Knicks, they dropped 94 in their last game, closing out the rigged finals. Like the last World Cup in America was in 94. Knicks lost to Houston. Brazil won the World Cup that year. So, wow. Yeah, I got to look into these deaths. But, okay, I see the Paraguay guy. So he dies 68 years to the day of the championship that he was involved in.
Yeah.
And championship does equal 68, just like Brazil.
And if you type in his full name, the way it's written, his full name equals 125. He's dead a span of 125 days before his birthday. Obviously, Jesuitism.
This Luis guy?
Yeah, his full name equals 125, dead 125 days. A span of 125 days before his birthday.
Yeah, I see that.
And even the backwards of the day he died.
And his name's also 91. I mean, he died at 90, so he died in his 91st year of life.
Exactly.
By the way, so you share this knowledge and you've had great success. How do the people around you react when you share this information with them?
Honestly, it's a mixture of both. I still get the, you sound crazy, you sound like a schizo, and I still get that response. But then obviously the other half is like, wow, this is really interesting. But they say like, but what does this all mean? Or what's the whole purpose behind them doing stuff like this? And I try to explain to them the best way I can. But it's the same thing. Some people will see it, some people still won't. Some people don't want to admit it. But
yeah, they just don't want to see it. That's all that's really going on. They just choose not to see it.
Yeah, because this stuff, man, again, the only way for this stuff to match up so perfectly again is if it's planned that way from the
now,
jump.
well, what do you say about the bill that will write me a 30-paragraph email about how I'm misleading people in the truth community because clearly all of this is being done by God? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, to me, that's the most annoying thing when people try to say, like, yeah, they say the same thing, like, so this means that there must be a God or something like that. And that's not true at all. I mean, human beings can properly do this perfectly fine. It doesn't really require the supernatural the way people might seem, really. I mean, some things are kind of unexplained with the way that they do maybe certain basketball games or football things that there could be some black magic going on. But I mean, the earthquakes by the numbers, the trading, and almost everything else, it could be planned by humans.
Listen, if all you guys really think all this is gone, then here's what I got to say about your belief about God. God sucks. God's
Yeah.
doing some really messed up stuff. If this is all God.
And he really hates black people the most.
Yeah,
it seems like.
God must be a huge racist. Yeah, God must absolutely be super racist. Yeah, the whole God thing. I mean, again, don't get me wrong. I do think there's a creator, and I do think whoever figured this stuff out, they realize there's something about numbers and power to numbers and
Yeah,
this
for
world.
sure.
But this stuff we're talking, this manipulation that goes on, these death rituals, 9/11, Cooties 19, a total scam. What? That was God, please.
There definitely wasn't God doing that. Definitely wasn't God.
Tonight's rigged WNBA Cup mocking right after the rigged NBA Finals. That was God.
And I don't know if you saw it too. You quickly go look this up. Yesterday they said how a drone from Las Vegas, a JFK plane in New York, it crashed into a drone yesterday, and that drone, I mean, the plane was coming from Las Vegas, and it just like
it hit at JFK in New York.
Yeah. So the report came out. The New York Post said that the plane from Las Vegas that was landing into New York, it hit a drone by mistake, and the drone fell.
Is it? Am I doing the math? Is that 178 points in this game tonight?
It could be.
Look at this, you guys. I mean, look at the mockery, man. New York Knicks 178.
Yeah, man.
93 for the New York team. New York NY 93. 85 for the other team. Basketball. I told you guys that was the thing they did with the finals too. From Villanova getting eliminated in March Madness to the Knicks winning the finals was 85 days later. Like Villanova won the championship, the first March Madness when they started using that term in 85. Pope Leo has the big 85 connection. And the deciding game of the finals was the 85th game of the postseason, which shows the whole damn thing is scripted to make it that perfect.
The whole thing.
Every game. I get tired of people going, I listen to Mike Kirk sometimes like, I think Zach could be right about some games being rigged, but not every game.
Yeah,
shut up. How is it not? Every game is rigged for all these rituals to be perfect. It's impossible for it to be any other way.
It's impossible. Again, unless you're saying that God cares about basketball games.
Yeah. God did it again. Again, for people don't get the Aces came from San Antonio, guys. They used to be the San Antonio team. So it's San Antonio, New York. Anything else you want to get in there, Randy?
No, I think that's pretty much it for now.
And you guys see his name up there. Check out his Instagram. He's got 500,000, and he's doing a great job getting the word out.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Randy.
No problem. You're doing your thing.
Take care. Fizzy for facts. I'd come to you, but you got to hook up a mic. Let me go to 424.
Hello.
424. What's up?
Hey, man, for anybody trying to say this shit is just not real, it's beyond crazy. Like, I wasn't able to call in, and I wanted to call in, but you guys do the stream so early, I'll be asleep by the time you do it, so I gotta rewatch it. But last Saturday, if anybody seen that big boxing match, remember how I've been calling in a lot, and I've been trying to get these boxing matches, get the perfect knockout numbers.
Okay.
I finally hit it, plus 1,600 on Saturday night when Jaron Ennis beat Xander Zayas. Now, Jaron Ennis is from Philadelphia. Reverse reduction, Philadelphia equals 61. Jaron Ennis and reverse reduction equals 61. That's just something to bring up. But the main thing about this matchup was the 131. Championship equals 131, right? Both fighters went into that match potentially about to be fighting in their 131st rounds in their career, which was Jaron Ennis in the 6th round, and then Xander Zayas in the 7th round. So I said I had posted a video a day prior talking about this fight on my page. I said it's a potential either of these rounds is going it's going to be a win. Where the round going to end in the 6th or the 7th round regardless. And the guy that won got his 32nd knockout one day after turning 29 years old. Knockout equals 29. He got his 32nd knockout. 131 is the 32nd prime number. And the guy that lost in his 131st round. And the winner had a total of 131 power punches in the fight. And it was a stoppage. Stoppage equals 36. The fighter that won got his 36th win. Now, how could you say this shit is not going? It goes all across every sport, no matter what. You get me?
No doubt. I mean, we've been proven a million times. You guys are proving it further. You know, back in 2015, people leave comments like, if this is true, how come you're the only one doing it? And it's like, well, I'm the guy who broke the code. Just watch what will happen as the future goes on. Now you got all kinds of guys doing it. So,
Man, Jerron Ennis equals 151. 151 is the 36 prime number. He got his 36 win.
that's how they do it.
It was in Barclays Center. Barclays Center equals 146.
And you guys, just for the record, some stuff you can just get into simple patterns. You don't got to do gematria. The Cubs the last 2 days. The Cubs from Chicago, like the Pope, yesterday. And it's funny how they keep doing these perfect rituals with the Cubs and the Padres, which means fathers. They did it last year when Pope Leo was brand new. But yesterday, the Cubs got their 288th win versus the Padres, 288 days after the Pope's birthday. Today was 289 days after the Pope's birthday. And guess what win number the Cubs got versus the Padres all time today? You know what I mean? And the score of the game just makes me laugh my ass off, too. We're closing in on the sweep of the World Cup today. Let me scroll down here to this Cubs game. Look at the score, 9-7. The Cubs win with 9. Cubs, 9. But the score is 7-9, too. San Diego Padres, 79. Again, what his decode is a great decode, a little more complicated. But if you just look for number patterns, and I'm telling you, follow these Chicago baseball teams and the Pope. They've been doing rituals with them all year. Go ahead again, 424.
No, that was it, man. That's all I wanted to point out. I just wanted to talk because you guys are just – I wanted to get in earlier with the rig sports, but I wasn't able to get in on time. But, yeah, for anybody questioning his work, Zach proved it time and time after again, and then we call in and we prove it even more because we doing it on our own. Like, these numbers, it can't be fake. It can't be fabricated. It's literally we going off of what they're showing us. And you can't say somebody else or God, whoever you think it is, you can't say this shit fake. This shit is real. This is what happens. Like, you can go check the guy that lost.
Look at this, guys. Here's the Pope's birthday, September 14th. Last year when the Cubs and the Padres played each other, the manager of the Padres fell to 9-14, getting eliminated by the Cubs last year in the postseason. But anyway, from the Pope's birthday, 9-14 today, 289 days. Cubs now have 289 wins versus the Padres. Yesterday they picked up 288. Again, guys, Cubs, they've been syncing up Chicago sports and the Pope so hard. And again, all you guys sitting there thinking sports aren't rigged, all you're doing is cheating yourself.
For sure. Yeah, don't sleep on Chicago. None of the teams, and that's for future references.
For a guy to just keep spamming the opinion in the chat, we just a bunch of humans trading opinions. I don't know why you're spamming that over and over like that's some enlightened comment. We're not over here trading opinions. We're talking about facts. Most people are just talking about their opinions. They don't have facts because they haven't done any really research in the world. They haven't really proven anything. These aren't opinions. Sports are rigged and scripted. All roads do lead to Rome. You can prove it all day, every day. All right, 424. Appreciate it.
All right.
Some guy thinks he hit some major, like a major light bulb went on. We just sharing opinions over here. Maybe that's what you're doing. That's not what we're doing. We're exposing a really rigged game that a lot of people are way too invested in. What's up, Fizzy for Facts?
Hey, what's up, Zach? I just want to check and ask you a couple questions here. Do you believe in a God or the Bible?
Well, I definitely don't believe that the Bible was written by God. I do know that it, came out of Rome and Constantine. Everybody should know that, so we don't need to believe that. We should know that came from man. The Vatican, if you pay attention every now and then, is revealing little things that they've hid from you in that book. So that book's all man. They use it as their playbook for their scripts day after day. I do think there's a creator, though. Yeah, I think there's definitely a higher power.
You definitely believe there's a creator.
And again, to be perfectly honest, man, I don't even want to argue about it. Is there one God? Is there a bunch of gods like others? I mean, I don't know. But there's definitely real spiritual power in this world. Good and evil, all that seems to be very much a real thing. You want to be on the world stage. You want to get the millions and have the fame. You're going to have to sell out to some kind of evil entity. That's why you see all these people dying by the numbers all the time as we document day after day. There's something really wicked going in the world of entertainment and celebrity. And I mean, you've even had Bob Dylan, a guy who can hardly sing but has 500 records and is gazillionaire from music. You had him go on 60 Minutes 2 decades ago and tell out Ed Bradley, the only way to make it in this world of entertainment is to sell your soul. And Ed Bradley had a big laugh about it. And then Ed Bradley died shortly after that interview. Go ahead.
No, gotcha. I was just seeing where your perspective was on the just if you actually believed in a creator or anything like that. So that was good. But I was just gonna give you a hint for who I think is gonna end up winning the NBA championship. It might not be this year, but I can see they're setting something up for this LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards kid.
You mean Michael Jordan's son?
Yeah, I
You mean
think
Anthony Jordan?
yeah, they're setting it up for him. I know LaMelo has that 85 in him because of the ball name and everything like that. So that's that's definitely being set up right now. And I think the LeBron and the everything like the Warriors, I think that is all starting to become surface level. So it's becoming more of a big distraction. LeBron is becoming more of a distraction with the scripts now.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm just saying if they do send him to the Warriors, I feel like that's a major sign of things to come on the world stage. The
Oh yeah,
42 is the war code. LeBron's turning 42 this
right,
coming
right.
season.
Yeah. But look out for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They look like they could be coming up. They look like they're due. Plus, they're the Lakers as well, and
Yeah, that's where the Lakers are from, Minneapolis, right?
yeah, they're from
They
Minneapolis.
never been to the finals.
Right. So you see how these last couple of finals it's been just a whole bunch of new different teams that's making it with the Knicks, and then they're not no repeaters in the last few years. So I see
Well,
that trend keep
last year
going.
was really easy. The Thunder won the 79 season. They were the Sonics who won their only championship in 79.
Yeah,
78 Boston
1979.
Celtics, the only team in the league that equals 78 Boston Celtics. That was another. I mean, we've killed a lot of these futures.
Yeah. Yeah, the only one that I didn't see hitting this one was the what was it, Philadelphia. But they
It's
did
funny.
do
It's
that
funny. Yeah,
upset.
we thought Philly had a real shot this year. We knew they were a long shot, but again, the season did begin on 76 date numerology on Netanyahu's 76th birthday. He went to high school in Philly, and it was interesting. It was interesting how you had to have the Penn Station stabbing the night before the first game in Madison Square Garden. There's still something, and then they announced that the next year March Madness is going to have 76 teams, and now you got this news with LeBron 76 days for the Pope's birthday. There's
Yeah,
something about
I
this.
think they can switch. I think they
Well,
switch it up.
remember, there's a connection with New York and Philly in sports. Well, I guess a lot because you had the Nova Knicks. You know, Nova's outside of Philly. So I think that's
Yep.
really what that was about. But then you also have the fact that the 76ers started out in New York as the Syracuse Nationals, another orange team. And then they did the whole thing with Carmelo Anthony in the Rig Finals. So we saw something there with the Philly 76ers, but it was really about the college connection to the NBA. So it was more complicated. And
Yeah, that was definitely complicated. But the Phillies did get that big upset versus Boston in the first round.
we
So
had that. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we thought they
yeah,
were going to advance, and they had to have a major comeback. They were down, what, 3-1?
yep, it was a 3-1 comeback. So they were definitely connected in there. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just looking at this LaMelo Anthony Edwards because they're
I don't
they
watch the NBA really anymore. LaMelo Ball, he's pretty overrated, isn't he?
well, he has a narrative on him for the way he plays, but
Okay.
I think they're all just big actors in
Yeah,
general.
I mean, the name Ball, I mean, please.
That was all set up from birth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Zach.
All right,
Thanks.
appreciate it, man.
No problem.
What's up, GAD?
Hey, how you doing, Zach?
Doing all
And
right? How are you?
I finally caught one of your live streams. It usually sends me a notification, but I've been away from my phone the last couple of days. But yeah, this is interesting, man. I mean, the NBA game is trash to watch, anyways, nowadays. But it's just, to me. I think anybody that sits up here and tries to talk shit about this work, like just a second ago, like before I came on, listening to how someone was breaking down the Jaron Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas fight. And my thing is like, not all fights are rigged, but for him to break that down from the knockout to everything, like, and mind you, I'm watching this, like it seemed like a real fight, but this is all fucking set up. And sometimes I'd be wondering if it's just maybe it's the black magic that they're using and shit. I don't know, man. To me.
When Deontay Wilder lost to Fury in the Big 42 ritual? We gave that one out for free too. It looked like he was drunk or something.
Oh well, yeah. It looked like he was probably either he was drunk or he probably was doing some rituals. I mean, there's some weird shit that both him and Tyson Fury are both into. So, yeah, if you want to talk about some weirdo shit going on with those two, yeah, definitely. And you're talking about the first loss that he suffered against Fury, right? He came out in that demonic ass costume.
The first fight, if I remember right, and then he lost in the 42 ritual. Maybe it was even on the anniversary of the Buster Douglas Tyson 42-1 fighter, close to it.
Yep. Yeah. And then I think he lost in the 6th round or something like that. He got knocked down in the 6th round or something like that.
He just didn't look right the whole fight. It looked like he was off. He was drugged or something, or that was just the way he was acting, but he just didn't look right the whole fight.
Yeah, no, definitely. It looked like he might have been under some MK Ultra type shit, to be honest with you. But Fury too. I mean, remember, I don't know if in that first fight, if you saw, Fury was knocked out, and then in the 9th count, like when they hit number 9, right? The 9th count of the 10th round, he just got up like the Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? Just got up out of nowhere. Very weird shit that goes on. But that was that gematria, that gematria breakdown. Like, damn, man. Like, I was just thinking a second ago, like, fuck, man. Like, how far do I need to do? Can I take this until they put the fucking brakes on me and say, no, you can't fight at this level or some shit like that, because you gotta partake in this shit. Like, fuck, man. Like, but see, this is the reason why this work is so important, because it pulls back the curtains on all of this bullshit that goes on. That's why I don't understand. When I see certain people that come on your panel, or who is that fucking CT, wherever that fucking conservative cat and his flow cronies, talking shit, or even all these motherfuckers that talk shit about this work, like, you motherfuckers are ushering in the new world order, man. Like, I don't understand why, like, to me, you have to be a complete piece of shit to can come against this knowledge, man. Like,
let's be real though, aren't most people?
Yeah, about 95% of people walking around.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, but look, I mean, understanding the scripture the way I do, it's to me, it's a given. A lot of people are going to perish anyways. A lot of people are just, they're void of knowledge. That's why it says fools hate knowledge and wisdom. So I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. But overall, I mean, like, for like people to sit up here, especially with this LeBron James shit, like, there's so many people that died, like, that school that he made like 10 years ago.
One of the students died there.
One of the students died. And if you looked at the layout of that fucking school, the inside of that fucking stairs, right? That shit had checkerboard floor symbolism, man. Going upstairs and shit.
He was 17 in the 17th
league.
Masonry. I time, but that's what I mean. There's been so many bodies for LeBron over the years. It's just what was the NFL receiver that dated the one girl? He's like playing in the playoffs versus Indiana, and the NFL receivers found dead floating in the river in Indiana. It's just, there's been so much stuff for LeBron over the years.
Yeah. And it's crazy that, he literally told old dude, man, JJ Redick that, the way to fucking make it in this industry is to fucking sacrifice family members. And it's crazy because, like, you covered so many of them, like, on so many levels, like, whether it be, even like stuff that I like, professional wrestling or professional boxing or fucking mixed martial arts and shit. Like they have their tentacles in every fucking thing, and it's just like, like even to me, I think just understanding the 201 number, how like I'm going back and watching old series, right? You can do a breakdown of fucking everything from a numerological standpoint, a gematria standpoint, of watching, just seeing symbolism and numbers and shit. Like to me, it's just kind of impossible to deny this shit.
It's everywhere. I turned on the movie Fallen the other night with Denzel Washington. The opening scene, a black man standing against a wall with the number 59 above his head. I'm just like, look at this shit.
Oh, wow. Really?
I can't watch it. I turn on the stupid new Jurassic Park movie at the beginning. They're like 47 miles into the journey. I'm just like, look at this shit. I mean,
yeah,
they're the same damn things I've taught about. And the only reason I caught on to these things is because they are everywhere.
Hey, but Zach, here's the thing though, right? And mind you, it's in all the cartoon. I'll watch anime, right? I'll watch a series like Naruto, right? In the 21st episode, guess what number I see in the last part of that episode? The 201 number.
Yeah, of course.
The 201 number on the 21st episode. Like, come on, you can't. Like, and it's in every fucking thing. And then, of course, you see all the other like Luciferian symbolism. But it's just like when you add gematria to this, and this is going back to like what I believe in, right? And now I feel like your work. I'm gonna be honest, Zach, because I've spoken to many other people. I think you might be one of us. You know what I'm saying? Just from a standpoint of. Like how the guys that you met on the street corners, they said, "Oh, you might be one of us." I think you might.
Israel has a buffalo, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The reason why I say that is because the Most High wouldn't just give this knowledge to just any Joe Smo. Like it has to be somebody who has a certain inclination of the truth that want to, let your light shine. And usually, when he gives out a certain part of his understanding and information, he gives it to somebody like you who doesn't give a fuck, right?
Well,
where you're not,
for all you religious people out there that don't like that my religious beliefs aren't the same as yours. I did grow up Christian, and I did pray really hard every night because the world was all messed up around me. I grew up in a messed up environment. I pray every night for God to give me the power to make the world better. I never pray for myself. I pray to solve all the problems around me. I always want to help everybody else out. So maybe that's why when I turned 30, all of a sudden the knowledge came to me. So maybe.
Well, and you know what? And seeing, what you had to deal with the last couple of years, like with people backstabbing you and you helping people, I'm gonna be honest, that's another sign, because usually people who do good things, right, sincerely, and bring out information, they've went through the same fucking thing. So I'm just saying there's parallels, right? And some of the things like, just saying fuck the world and fuck a lot of these people in it. I mean, that's kind of what a lot of, sincere Israelites, because there are certain of them that have sold out to the Vatican and whatnot, but but echo the same sentiment. So I'll say that. I'm one thing I will say though, I don't know if you ever heard of the apocryphal books that were banned by the Catholic Church?
Of course.
Have you ever looked into them? Because I was thinking, like, because you went through the gematria code with the different chapters in the one with the 66 books, right? Which is not by accident, right? So there's 14. So the 14 books in the Apocrypha. I don't know if you've read any of them, but have you ever tried to read them and tried to read anything and kind of correlate anything with the gematria knowledge?
I'll have to go through my old notes, because when I first started with this, I was trying to understand things, so I was skimming everything and looking for answers. I might have old notes, but I haven't done a lot on it, and I probably haven't touched that for over a decade. So I'd have to go back.
Okay. The reason why I say that is because when you go into the King James 1611, right, the original one before they took out the 14 books, because it was originally 80 books, but they cut out the 14 to make it 66, right? And that was I think it was a group called the Bible Destruction Group, which was formed around the time when America was being formatted. and I think they were commissioned by the Catholic Church. Now the information that they scrubbed all that off of YouTube. It used to be well known. It used to be information you could pull up on Google and YouTube, but for whatever reason they didn't scrub that shit off the internet like almost like 6-7 years ago, probably around 2017. They scrubbed a lot of that.
There's been so much scrub from 2017 on. It's been a horrible decade for the internet.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. So you understand that. Yeah, you'd have to find one of these old Israelite videos where they were breaking it down, but it's very obscure now. But yeah, they took out those books. So some of those books, me personally, I'm probably gonna probably over the weekend, since I have time, to go look up some of the like the numerical coding on that, just to see where some of that fits into what's going on right now. So I was just giving you an insight to probably go into that, just those hidden 14 books.
Okay, yeah, no, there's always more to do. So yeah, that does sound like a good use of time. If anybody else wants to help out with the task, again, the more research, the merrier. So,
and one more thing. So you said that you might, and I get it. I mean, because of the censorship, and of course they're coming with this identification bullshit going on with the internet.
It's like look at this. My work had not even taken off, and I got views like this in 2015. The channel didn't take off until Prince died. I mean, come on. In 2015, this video that's like 1/10 as good as everything I do today got way better views. How hard is it for me to get 10,000 views now? It's almost impossible. They've done a number. I mean, to me, I think they do cut off certain people's channels. Of course, you went through like 25, 26 channels, but yeah, I think now they've been doing it since 2012, but it seemed like more so now that they know how to like shut off the algorithm for certain people and just only. Well, what they did is that they made it so subscribers are almost worthless. They don't notify your subscribers anymore. That hurts in a major way.
Yeah, it does.
Because again, why would YouTube make that choice other than they want to control what you're watching? They don't even want you to watch the channels you subscribe to. They just want you to watch what they put in your feed.
Yeah. And a guy
like Crank Lucas. Why did they have to censor Crank Lucas? You know who Crank Lucas is?
No, I've never heard of him.
He does these rap skits. He's hilarious and he's super talented, but he makes fun of hip hop music. And for a long time, he's getting like 1 million views per video. But for the last few years, his views look like mine. And he has over 1 million subscribers. For some reason, they cut him off so his subscribers don't get any notifications. He doesn't get pushed. And all I can think is maybe it's because he was making the world of mainstream hip hop look so bad because he's more talented than what's on the radio and he's just mocking it. But it's funny. It's like it deserves to get watched. So yeah, no, I mean, they destroyed him too. And it's just, again, that's why censorship is so political, but yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah. And it's also annoying that, it doesn't matter how talented you are. Like they'll put in a motherfucker who they want to be in the spotlight, and they can just do what the hell they want, and censor certain other people. But just on that level. But yeah, I mean, they manipulate the algorithm to such a degree that they can just do that. But you said when you turn 43 that you might think of just pulling back off the information.
Well, not stop doing this, but just like focus entirely on making children's books. I really want to do that because the YouTube thing, I mean, I put in so much time to get, I've been trying to grind for 5 years straight and figure out if there's a way to bust out this algorithm. I mean, this is going on 5 years straight of getting no views. I mean, that's a long time to just keep putting up with no views.
Yeah. If there was a way to monetize it, so that you can have more, resources. I mean, that'd be the best thing. But shit, I mean, they're drying the well up the best they can. So I get it.
If you go through my videos, it's like this video made $1.77. This video made $3. Like, I mean, come on, man. It's like an hour research and an hour presenting. Okay, we're back in 1970 minimum wage territory here.
That's crazy, man. $1.70. for a video, but they want to tell creators what the fuck they want, but the creators are the reason why this fucking platform is where it's at right now. It's a damn shame, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. One more thing. Did you do one on Project Hail Mary?
I don't remember what that is. Let me see. Sometimes I
It's
forget I did things.
with
Project. Oh, is this a video game? A movie?
it's a movie with
Oh,
what's
Ryan
that
Gosling's in it.
cat's
Okay.
name? Yeah, Ryan Gosling.
Okay. Project Hail Mary. I didn't. No, actually, I didn't even know about this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some symbolism in that shit, man.
Came out on the 68th day of the year. That magic number.
Yeah, 68
Well,
days.
Empire. Maybe that was some premiere, and then it wide theater release March 20th. Man, a lot of people died on that March 20th day. I remember that was the day they were just killing people like crazy.
Yeah.
That
Well, I
name
mean,
is
shit.
the Pope. Hail Mary is super Catholic. So
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that because here, like, let me just go back to March 20th headline to make the point that that actor from Buffy died and the FBI dude died. What's his face? Can't think of his name right now. But watch this. Everything had the same number code on it. Hold on. Why is that? Robert Mueller. Yeah, Robert Mueller was one. Yeah, and the Nicholas Brendan dude died. But yeah, it was 187 days from the Pope's birthday and the 79th day of the year. Robert Mueller, who died that day, had the 187.79 like Society of Jesus. Big time Catholic Jesuit number. So what a day for Hail Mary to come out. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I don't think I even knew about this movie.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just one more thing. There's a guy on YouTube. I don't know if you watch him. He does have 1 million views, but a million subscribers. He goes into like supernatural stuff. It's his channel's called The Confessionals. I don't know if you ever heard of that channel.
The Confessionals?
Yeah, The Confessional. So basically it's he goes into a lot of the supernatural stuff as far as like people coming on his channel and on his show and giving out their personal encounters with like the unknown. Some people have encountered big, fucking dog man creatures, and they've encountered, or they were part of like this, a certain order, like the Knights of Malta, or some of these other different Illuminati factions. And one thing I've noticed is that every last one of them, and of course, like if you've been around a certain, because I've seen it myself with certain Israelite groups that I've seen, and people have told me sold out to Rosicrucians and Jesuits, but all of those individuals, like the guy that dealt with the dogman that he ended up killing, because they tried to break in his truck and kill him and shit, right? And of course, some secret government shit that he had to be, that there was some certain things that he couldn't reveal and whatnot. But he said that, it was the Jesuit order that's creating a lot of these things. And there was another Illuminati individual that was talking about certain rituals and blood magic and shit that they were doing, and he also made a claim that the Jesuits were the main group of all these factions that were doing all these things. So I just wanted to see if you knew about that particular channel. And I know that the term confessionals is a reference to the confessional box within the Catholic Church and whatnot, but his channel is basically people that bring out that information. But almost all of them that bring out that kind of stuff, they always point to the Vatican and the Roman Catholic Church. So
it's obvious they run the show, man. We're on their calendar. We're speaking their language. I mean, all events day after. I mean, look at this stuff. I mean, just day after day, it's like this, you guys. We're sitting here documenting this stuff every day. The problem is most of you guys only want to tune in if it's sports related. There's other things that matter in the world more than sports. This guy's the head of the FBI, you guys. He's just dead like that. Bam, you're just out of here. 187 days from the Pope. See you later. So.
okay. Yeah. No, I mean, no, for sure. I mean, it's just like the more you look into it, the more you don't, because most people point to the Jews, and there was a time where I did believe in the Zionism thing, which they are.
They
I
are
mean,
part of it. I mean, they're part of
they're
it. They're
part of
not
it.
the tip of the spear. They're not the tip of the spear. When
Yeah,
I first
they're
I thought they were the tip of the spear too. But then I started looking at it more. I said, well, wait a minute. If they're the tip of the spear, why the hell did they go, oh, Jesus cross all this stuff into the language? They wouldn't do that. It's like, and then you look, and you're like, oh, the language goes back to the Catholic Church. Oh, we're on the Catholic Church's calendar. Catholic Church is actually way bigger than Judaism. And I mean, it's way, way bigger. It's not even comparable. Jews can't even go in China, you guys. They're not allowed there. Catholic Church rules in China.
Well, shit, they're kicked out of 100 and some countries, but who's given reverence throughout every country and every religion gives them reverence. I mean, the Pope, the Catholic Church.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna say this, like back in 2015, right? Because I mean, of course, like when I was teaching on the streets and doing my thing, right, with certain groups, and certain individuals, there was a conversation I had with one guy, I used to be cool with him, but not cool with him no more. But he actually explained to me about the Society of Jesus, and I think in more of I've seen your work, it kind of reminds me of that conversation in 2015, because I was aware of the Jesuits to a degree. I was aware of the Catholic Church being evil, but not to the extent when he broke down the Society of Jesus. And it kind of went back to, the verse in Matthew, the 24th chapter, about the false Christ and whatnot. And, I started to see certain symbolisms of certain Israelite groups, like, some of these groups having like, the purple and gold symbolism, also to certain doctrines of the mark of the beast. You can repent from taking the mark of the beast when the Bible tells you can't. There was a lot of little doctrines I started to see in certain symbolism of certain camps and groups wearing the old Catholic garments that they wore in the in the medieval times. So the more I started to see things like that, I started to realize, man, there's a Jesuit, there's a Roman Catholic influence on this movement. Not to say that there's a lot of good people in this, but as far as like when it comes to like the heads, it's pretty obvious that they sold out. And I started to realize that. And there were certain people that were sending me certain information about Alberto Rivera. And there was another former Jesuit missionary that talks. And I remember that video that someone sent me back in 2019. And this was before I met you, but in 2019, he was breaking down that the Jesuits play both sides of the aisle. So you'll have one faction, whether it be religion, politics, so on and so forth, but they control one aspect, or one faction will go against the other. And they'll keep going back and forth, but all in all, they control both sides.
Well, that's like the Nazis. I mean, the Nazis are modeled after the Jesuits. And there were a lot of Jesuit supporters of the Nazis, and then there was a faction that tried to supposedly kill Hitler on the 201st day of the year, and then a year to the day later, on the 201st day of the year, that's when the war was over, and the U.S. started funneling in the Nazi scientists. By the way, you guys, Kawhi goes to the Raptors one day after his 35th birthday. Why don't you go through my old notes and see how many times we talk about Raptors and 35 and learn these numbers. Watch next NBA season when teams are picking up their 35th win and loss versus the Raptors. Same stuff year after year. One day after Kawhi's 35th birthday, he's back on the Raptors. I mean, stop. So,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just
every day, you guys. And again, congrats to the winners. We swept the World Cup. Another beautiful, perfect day in the World Cup. Mexico, you guys, first time in 40 years they've won in the knockout round, improving to 4-0. And Mexico's had a perfect ritual every single game. World Cup 40. This year it's in United States 40, USA 40, US 40. 3-0 in the World Cup today. Haters can hate all they want. Use the knowledge, you guys. It pays the bills. What's up, GAD? Go ahead.
Oh yeah. But no doubt. I mean, it's, to me, I think just the whole Jewish thing, and like you said, they're a part of the pyramid of like the Illuminati / cabal that's going on, but they're definitely not the ones in charge. I mean, it's very obvious. It's the Pope, the Vatican, the order of the Jesuits, in the order of the Rosicrucians, and the ones on down. So to me, I think it's too obvious. Looking at everything, and I think anybody that doesn't see it that way, they have not done their research and they're very ignorant. And before I get off, Zach, I do want to say this. I'll contact you through email because like I said, there was something I wanted to run by you about a certain thing in a certain movie that kind of pertained to me a little bit. But I didn't want to, talk about it on air. So if I could do it on the
yeah, send it
on the
to my
Gmail.
email, GematriaEffectNews@gmail.com.
Okay. Yep, I'll definitely do that.
All right. Always good to hear from you, GID. Take care, man.
Yeah, take care. Good night.
And yeah, just as we brought up the student, again, I always call the NBA the 17 league, you guys. When that 17-year-old died in Ohio, the 17th state at LeBron's school, it was on the 153rd day of the year, the 17th triangular number. And it was 154 days from LeBron's birthday. Ritual sacrifice equals 154, like King James. You might recall when he went to the Lakers, there were competing headlines. Some said he signed a $154 million contract. Some said he signed a $153 million contract. But yeah, I have a lot of other notes here. It's just I'll keep it mostly at the 17 thing. And the kid's name did equal 59, like Akron, Ohio, which is the 17th prime number. Ethan Liming, 5859, just like Freemasonry. Again, from the birth of modern Freemasonry to the birth of this country was 59 years later. Modern Freemasonry was born in 1717. Modern Freemasonry is a Jesuit creation. But we called it all out the one day LeBron went from the 17th state, Ohio, to the Lakers on the first day of 7 months. Said that day, boom, LeBron will win the Lakers their 17th championship in his 17th season. So, what's up, DK?
Hey, Zach.
Yeah, what's up?
That guy that was just on talking about the Apocrypha, you should look into the Ethiopian Bible. There's another 8 books on top of those 80 in the Ethiopian Bible. The guy that called in earlier, I was trying to catch up at 2 speed, so I didn't catch.
Just for the trolls in the chat, you guys, there's no comparison between me and my haters. My haters over there are broke. I guarantee. Probably, I don't want to brag, but probably made more today than he'll make in the whole next year combined. Anyway,
I'll
go ahead,
comment
DK.
on that. How much are these trolls getting paid per minute to call in on your show and filibuster? I was always, you think it's minimum wage? Like minimum wage is $20 an hour?
Probably.
$20 a minute. So if they can keep you on, keep on the show for about 10 minutes, that's $200, right? Maybe they're doing that to a couple people, probably. I don't see many legit people though online, so maybe they make more.
Some people, it's crazy how many people's full-time job is just to harass me, and it's been going on for a decade. So, how many YouTubers out there have people that are paid to harass them full-time? I got at least a handful.
Yeah, it's not many though, because there's not many legit ones out there. How many? Point me to another legit content creator, please. I'm open, but I haven't found any. You're like the only legit one that I've found. Or there's people that are legit that aren't talking about nothing, but ones that are actually, kind of have all the puzzle pieces in place. I don't know any. All the ones that I like, in the early days, like in 2010-ish and whatever, all the like main truth people that were out, I tried to make a point of it to go meet them in person if I could, every single one of them, so I can gauge if they're really about what they say or whatever. And I met a lot of them, and they were all controlled opposition paid shills, and a few of them that I haven't been able to meet yet because they either avoided me or whatever, or they're just from another country and they don't come anywhere where I would go.
It's funny how everybody keeps coming through and asking for the Chris Johnson thing. It's been decoded on my website since early yesterday morning. I've now covered it like 8 times in the last 2 videos. People still coming in asking. You guys, all by the numbers. He's 39 years old. The news breaks 39 weeks and days after his birthday. The whole ALS thing started in 1939 when Lou Gehrig announced it. He played for Arizona, New York, 39. It's 141 days after the Super Bowl on the 39th day of the year. The news breaks. It's nothing but news by the numbers. And Randy called in earlier, and had some additional details with how perfectly scripted it was with his retirement, and also the fact that the Titans and Jets opened the year versus each other, two of the teams he played for. So there's more to this. Nashville does equal 39, and 629 was the day the news broke, which is the Nashville area code. So I need to look at this in light of the upcoming game. I'll do more research on this, but yeah, it's just another obvious total script.
Is that Chris Johnson, the basketball player or football player?
Football player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Chris Johnsons actually in the NFL. It's a really common name with NFL players, as strange as it is, but it makes me wonder what they're actually doing to these guys.
I played against the basketball player, Chris Johnson.
Yeah, kind of a common name. So
Baby Huey, I don't know if you remember him.
Johnson is the most common surname in America.
Also, what I was starting to say is the guy earlier called in was talking about something about the the Paraguay, Germany losing to Paraguay. But I don't know.
So in the last 6 games, we're 5-1. That was the one we got wrong. I thought Germany would advance. Instead, they lose, like how they lost in '86 on that same day to Argentina in the World Cup championship.
I'll ask you about '86 right after this. Do you know the connection between Paraguay and Germany?
I don't.
So everybody knows, like, okay, where did the Nazis go? If I were to ask you, what would be like the top 2 places you would say?
Yeah, Argentina. And then I said the U.S.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. So let me say top 3 then. What would be the third?
Is the third Paraguay?
No. Well, it would be Brazil. Like, they made movies about that shit.
Oh, sure. Yeah. They did make movies about that. Okay.
But people don't know. Chile is another one. Bolivia is another one. But Paraguay is actually probably the main one. And people don't. The Bush family and Angela Merkel, the former chancellor of Germany.
You can't move me back. I have to find my phone real quick and respond to something. But keep going. I'll be right back.
They have the Bush family and Angela Merkel. They both have like huge ranches right near the coast right there. And off the coast of Paraguay, it is said that there's like a huge deposit of this black goo. So why these Nazis wanted to be over in such an obscure place like Paraguay, and Chile over there, Patagonia, that's also right there. What else? That dude that was talking about that movie, I had I don't know, maybe it was like a month or 2 ago, I called you. I'm like, hey, your doppelganger's in this new movie called Project Hail Mary. They ought to be some great. You probably just forgot.
I did. I do remember you saying that now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but Paraguay is probably the main place that the Nazis went, other than Antarctica. That's why it's just so untelevised. But look up the Bush ranch and the Merkel ranch. Why would they? Like, it's an obscure place. Why are they down in Paraguay? These major Nazis. Angela Merkel said to be one of the children of Hitler, along with her half sister Hillary Rodham. I want to ask you about 86. What do you get from 86? Like, I mean, I know we know what it means to be 86. 8-foot box, 6 feet under, and all that stuff. But where do you see that number coming from? Like, why use that? Why use 86 for that?
Well, it's big with the Jesuits. It's big with Mercury. Again, Mercury's got the trickster connection like the Jesuits, but it's just like, remember, Comey, he did the 86-47 thing on Mercurialia, and Mercury equals 86, and Mercurialia is 47, and so I got the 86 at age 80. Mercurialia.
It's not the 86th element, is it?
No, it's the 80th. Like, Trump just turned 80. So
okay.
That's why Trump at age 80 is going to be interesting.
I was thinking, like, okay, since everything's based on Saturn in the 4th dimension is the hypercube, which is 8-sided, like the octagon, like the police hats, like the stop signs. And then, in 3D, it's 6. Everything, like, it's the 6th planet and, associated with Satan and all that. So, like, the numbers for Saturn are 86, 8 and 6. So I was thinking that's probably what it came from originally.
Yep. Yeah, in the chat, it's true. The Comey 86-47 thing was 8,647 days after 9/11. Think about that.
That's all I can remember for now.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Talk soon. Keep pedaling there. How much weight have you lost, by the way, since you started the
Well,
bike?
my mom was visiting, and all she makes is muffins and cookies. And I feel bad letting food go to waste. So I pretty much I told you the last time she came here and did that, I gained 10 pounds in a week. This time I just pretty much stayed right where I was. So that's the secret to eating too many muffins and cookies, is just make sure you burn 2,000 calories a day.
You're just treading water now.
Yeah, but no, she went home. So if I stay at it, we'll see. My goal is to get down to 12% body fat. I'm good.
That's what I want to see, how much weight you're going to. Well, you can't really count on weight because that could change over into muscle, and you look like you're losing any weight, but in the mirror you look way better.
Yeah.
So you're measuring your body fat percentage right now? You have a meter?
I do. I don't know how accurate it is, but it says right now I'm 15.5% body fat.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. So let's see what happens in a week or 2 weeks now that the muffin lady's gone, right?
It'll take a while to get to 12%.
I'd say you could do it in a month, but yeah, the carbs will kill that. It's tough.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'll keep track of the progress. What's your body fat percentage?
I mean, I don't measure. I don't keep track of calorie count or do anything.
Has your body stayed the same since the last time I saw you?
Well, I lost a lot of weight because I was like full time taking care of old people for about like a year to like 15 months or so. So I mean, I lost all kinds of. You wouldn't say you lose muscle, but I lost like all the pump, and then I just barely been back in the gym, and now I'm like maybe 7 pounds up to from where I was. But I'm like, I got maybe a little bit leaner than when you saw me, but I mean, I'm not trying to be that lean and skinny. You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous. I don't need to see my pancreas producing insulin and shit from outside. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
It's just too lean. I need a slight layer. You don't want to see like every vein in my midsection. It just doesn't even. Every time I go like anywhere, they're like, "Dude, you're like a muscle diagram." I'm like, I'm not trying to be. Trust me. If I ate more carbs or whatever, I wouldn't look like this. But I don't eat. All I eat is like vegetables and very few carbs, nuts and stuff. So if I'm not working out and like just eating like about 4 meals a day, big ones, then I'm just losing weight. So I'm probably about 12% though, I would say. I mean, people are like, "Oh, you're like 8%," but you know how that you look at it, it's not always what you see in the mirror. You know what I mean? In the mirror, you may look shredded and have like, an 8-pack, and you lift up your arms and there's a bunch of this, serratus, and, it looks like you got like 20 more abs on the side, but that doesn't mean you're like 7%. It doesn't work that way. I would say 10 to 12 for me.
Yeah. I think getting under 12, man, you really gotta watch what you eat. So
I don't even know if it's beneficial. I think that's like the best place to be right there. What's the reason to go down to like under 10?
Well, there's a guy at the gym that's probably a little bit older than me, and he takes care of himself, and I thought he looked pretty ideal, but I can tell he's on some kind of cut right now, and God, I swear to God, it made him look 20 years older. I mean,
yeah. It makes your neck look like a turkey neck, man. Everything sucks in. It doesn't look right. If you could somehow.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Maybe when you do it day by day, you don't notice. But I'm like, didn't he see himself a month ago? A month ago, he looked healthy. Now I almost feel like he's like dying from cancer.
You see these the girls when they do the bikini contest. You look at their face; they look like they're 50 and all destroyed. And like a month before that, they they're 22 years old. They look great. It's just I don't like that look. If you could only keep your face, to look like you're 20 pounds overweight and then your body like all shredded, it'd be great, but it doesn't work that way. Your face looks like crap when you're really shredded. For white people, black guys, they can pull it off somehow. They have different like fat distribution in their body, but like I notice white people, you get like really lean and shredded. Your face looks really lean and shredded too, and it doesn't look so good.
Yeah, the guy I'm talking about, man, he looked good a month ago. Right now, if I saw him for the first time, I thought he was dying from some illness. So.
Yeah, like if you put a paper bag on his head, he looks great, right?
His body, I mean, yeah, he does look shredded, but yeah, his whole face area looks so off. I'm like, man, it's not worth it.
Yeah. I try not to get that lean. I'm just naturally, I still have my metabolism from playing soccer for like 30 some years. You know what I mean? have to eat like 7-8 meals a day if I want to like gain, and I just can't do that time wise if I'm doing too many other things. Then what's the point of doing that if you're not working out? You know what I mean? To eating that many meals.
Indeed.
All right, my man. Have a great night. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, DK.
Okay, bye.
All right. If you got here late, watch the beginning of the stream. The most important information is there. To me, this is all about Nate Thurmond, who I've always said is LeBron's dad. LeBron's going to turn 42 next year. It's the 181st day of the year, the 42nd prime. LeBron James, 42, like Lakers. Nate Thurmond played for the Warriors, the Bulls, and the Cavs. And again, we used Nate Thurmond back in 2015 to predict the first Warriors-Cavs finals after LeBron dropped 42 on February 26th. 114 days after his season low. LeBron James 114 the big way, 42 the small way, not to mention his season low was on November 4th. But, yeah. Sebastian, I was just about to get off, and I have a feeling you're not going to say a single thing about tonight's topic. So, yeah, I was just about to wrap it up. I'll bring you on real quick, but if it's not about the topic, make it quick.
Well, it was about the Jesuits. It was a pretty big find I had found.
Okay. If it's about the Jesuits, I'm in. What is it?
All right. So you know that the system of turning numbers into shapes was actually invented by a Jesuit, Rene Descartes. If you look it up, he's the inventor of analytical geometry, and so I started like looking into, all of these Jesuit pioneers. And so I put it into the AI and it looped it, and I found a ton of results. I'm not going to get into all of them.
How perfect that he died on the 42nd day of the year. Math 42. Yep. Okay, let's go.
So he's actually a pioneer of more than just that stuff. But something else is that the modern education system comes from something called the ratio stodorium, which was invented by the Jesuits, which is the modern education system comes from. If you look up it on Wikipedia, it looks up the things that they were studying. And so these were the classes that they were taking in the 1600s, the Jesuits. Rules for professors of theology, scripture, Hebrew language, and they were studying the Hebrew language and the numbers in the Hebrew language and all this stuff. Dogmatic theology, ecclesiastical history, canon law, moral theology, St. Thomas Aquinas, and then also Francis Suarez was the writer of natural law, and a lot of other Jesuits created natural law. But Francisco de Vitoria, he was the inventor of international law. So, and that's pretty funny considering how often, the Western countries break international law. But, so they created this system that they, don't abide by, but that they enforce on other nations.
That's how everything is. All these laws and rules are made for the people that are ruled over. The people who do the ruling, the laws don't apply to them. That's why everyone who is down, yeah, government's good. You guys are all just useful idiots. Mm-hmm. No, it's not. They've created a system to control your ass and enslave you, and then they get to break all the rules that you're not allowed to. I mean, that's BS.
But yeah, I think I'll leave it there because you wanted to get off. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that stuff out there. It's pretty good. Even in my ISP, my internet's been out for a week, and this is the only device that I can connect to, and I can't afford the stupid hotspot thing. But yeah, even just this, it found this in 30 minutes, literally 30 minutes, and it found a lot of the stuff. It's also my research too, but just having the workflow is just insane. I was able to scrape hundreds of web pages. I reached the limit of what one device can do. So I have to build a cluster of devices to distribute the web pages between them. So that way I can pull more information. But yeah, that's I'm just gonna leave it there. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, I'm the reason I'm even on the internet at all right now is because of my tool. I'm routing the internet traffic to my laptop. But yeah,
Okay.
that's all.
All right. Appreciate it, Sebastian. Great finds. Thank you.
Bye.
I see we have a genius that arrived in the room who just wrote, no, he turns 42 in December. Where was that not said? I said he'll turn 42 next season. Did you know next season is in December? He's already in his 42nd year of life. When you turn 41, you begin your 42nd year of life. And I understand that there's some guy that's supposedly LeBron's dad. I don't buy it. His dad is Nate Thurmond. I've been saying it since before I even knew Gematria. That's also how I've nailed the finals like I have with LeBron over and over and over again, like we've done a million times, because it was understanding that Nate Thurmond's his daddy. And you know what really validated what I said? Again, when LeBron came back and won the finals on the real King James's birthday, like I said he would, dropping 27 in the Cavs' 103rd game of the season, which is the 27th prime, and then Nate Thurmond died 27 days later. That really validated what I was talking about. Again, Nate Thurmond wore 42 for the Warriors and Cavs. LeBron dropped 42 February 26, 2015. I said, boom. That looks like it's going to be Cavs and Warriors finals in tribute to LeBron's daddy. Listen, man, have you looked at Nate Thurmond? Look at the man that they supposedly say is LeBron's father, and then look at Nate Thurmond and tell me who looks more like daddy. This doesn't look like daddy over here, Nate Thurmond? Nate Thurmond doesn't look like daddy? Got the same damn hairline. That's daddy over there, Nate Thurmond. That's LeBron's daddy. So you can think whatever you want to think. Your information isn't adding up. It's not helping people pay the bills. People got paid the bills big time following what I was saying about LeBron and Nate Thurmond and all the 42s. And here we are again on the 181st day of the 42nd year. Our 181st day of the year, the 42nd prime. As you walk in there and we go, no, he turns 42 in December. Who are you talking to? Yeah, that is interesting, Hot Hand Dave. That is interesting. I'll tell you what else makes it hard to cut fat, though, is when you don't get enough sleep, which I don't. For all you guys trying to get in shape, sleep's important. Sleep's just a luxury I don't have over here. But even not getting the sleep, you can still get yourself in better shape. It's the missing ingredient. But yeah, hey, congrats to the winners. Nice sweep of the World Cup today. We've been killing the World Cup, man. The World Cup's been really easy, you guys. This has been so easy. Is that our future might hit too? It's just not as much of a lock as it was last World Cup. Last World Cup was too easy because they moved the damn thing to December, one day after the Pope's 86th birthday, as his country, Argentina, wins it for the first time since 86. They keep paying tribute to 86, though, in this World Cup. Yesterday was the anniversary of Argentina beating Germany in 86, and you had that shooting in Stade A, Germany. Germany gets eliminated. And then today, Mexico won for the first time since 86 in the knockout round. Again, Mexico just became 4-0. World Cup 40. 40 years since they won in the knockout round. A few weeks ago, Messi, 40 years to the day of Diego Maradona's hand-to-God goal. Set the scoring record with his 17th goal, like gone, in 26, wearing number 10, like Maradona wore 10. And remember, he passed that German in the 38th minute while age 38. And it reminds of LeBron's scoring record at age 38 on the 38th day of the year, dropping 38. Speaking of which, the GOATs. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway, another day of crushing it. And by the way, for all you guys who watch channels that get big viewers and you just see super chat after super chat just flowing in, be suspicious of all that. It's like, I know my community got paid today, and you see they can't even send in a super chat and say thank you. I mean, they subscribe, which is fine. I do fine, but I just watch all these whack channels putting out nothing but whack information, nothing interesting. I'm like, who's even watching this? How is there such big numbers in here? Some like fat blob on the screen, ugly to look at, boring as hell, nothing interesting to say. All this money flying at him. He didn't help anybody win any money today. So we do day after day. So again, it would be nice if more people, because that stuff catches the newbies' eyes. They're like, you guys could help out with that, you know. I'll say that too. You guys could be doing a lot more to help get out the word, which is probably why I'm going to retire from this when I turn 43 next month, and just focus on children's books, because the adults just aren't doing a good enough job to get the word out, I mean, that's just bottom line. Between the shadow banning and the algorithm and all this, and the adults that are around here not really helping out enough, I got to move my talents elsewhere. So anyway, not giving up. I'm just saying the YouTube's not getting it done. And again, this kind of stuff is it's so beautiful, isn't it? 178 points. New York Knicks 178. New York beats essentially San Antonio. The Aces came from San Antonio. Just mockery. New York NY 93. Knicks just won the finals in the 85th postseason game, 85 days after Villanova got eliminated for the Nova Knicks and the Nova Pope. Now they pay perfect tribute in the WNBA. And like I always say, both leagues scripted together. It's all one big script. If you can't see it, it's because you're dumb. Don't be dumb. Till next time.